All right, thank you everyone. I think we're about 17 on the call already, so we can just start. I, Ademola, you're going for the software testing course. Adewale is going for data science. Uh, Inse is going for the data science program. Thank you all for joining us. Like I said earlier, my name is Daniel, and my colleague is also on this call. Her name is Forever. I Forever.
Hi, Danielle. Hi, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for making out time to join the call. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Forever. I also have doing leads learning at student. Later during the meeting, you are going to meet doing. I doing.
Hi everyone. Hello Daniel. Good morning. Sorry, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much, Doing, for joining us today. Yes, so we typically run the admission office hours to tackle questions on admissions, enrollment, tuition, the learning experience, the scholarships available, and everything student basically. So we'll just be starting right about now. If you are just joining us, you can also put your name, where you are joining us from, and also the track you are going for in the chat box. Thank you. So I'll be sharing my screen. All right, can we confirm that we can see my screen? All right, thank you. So welcome to Students Admission Office Hours. We are super excited. We are super excited. Super excited to see you. We'll be starting right about now. Please, if your mic is on, you can do us a favor of just muting yourself. At the end of the presentation, we're going to handle questions. We're going to take in your questions. So if you have any questions while we are presenting, you can just drop them in the chat box and we'll tackle all of them and answer them after the presentation. Thank you all for joining. So we'll start with an introduction of everyone on this call. Like I mentioned, my name is Daniel. We have Forever. She's an enrollment advisor at Student. We also have Doing on this call, doing lead learning at Student. We also have Oluwashi on this call, who is our people and placement lead at Student. Here. So Student is in the business of enabling young aspiring tech talent, changing their lives by providing them with an environment that develops them in tech knowledge. Our programs are modified frequently to produce tech talent that can compete globally. Our programs and our curriculums are constantly updated to fit in industry standard and to provide and to create alumni that can compete with anyone globally. Our programs, we currently have 6 programs open for the June cohort that begins on the 27th of June 2020. We have the UI UX design, we have the mobile development, front-end development, back-end development, data science, and we also have software testing for the 1.3 cohort. So if you have applied for any of these programs or if you are planning to apply for any of these programs, you can just drop the one you're interested in the chat box also. Application journey. So most people on this call have already applied, and some of you are in the decision stage of planning to apply. So for our application journey, our the application journey is quite easy to navigate, easy to conclude within, I think within 15 minutes, you can be done with both your application and your assessment. So the first stage is visiting www.student.com to choose a program of your choice. When you choose the program of your choice, you can go through the curriculum and curriculum on your profile and apply. Then immediately you should get an assessment in your email. Your assessment should be taken within 72 hours of submitting your application. Then after that, you wait for an admission decision from student. Then you get your admission letter and proceed to making payment for your tuition. So the application journey is quite easy and very short and precise. So we'll move over to learning. We have our head of learning here doing to take this up. I doing.
Hi, Daniel. Hello, everyone again. Good afternoon. Um, Thank you very much for joining the call. So I'll be taking us through how learning at student pretty much works. Please, if you're joining in, try muting your mic. Yes. Try to mute your mic. Sorry. Yeah. So yes. To learning at student. So here at student, we run the classes online. So how learning works here is you get to um, gather all the knowledge based on the track that you've enrolled to virtually. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can doing.
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
I doing. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Can we hear me still?
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right. So learning solely holds online. So the way learning works here is we use an LXP, that's it's called a learning experience platform. Before the program starts, we would usually have faculty members help put together learning resources. So these learning resources would include pre-recorded videos, would include practice questions, mini tasks, and incremental projects. So they are all uploaded to the learning experience platform to help you have access to the learning resources or the contents for learning prior to joining classes. So after you've gone through the resources, you are then going to join a live session. So
Hello, doing.
hi, can you hear me?
Hi doing. We can hear you.
How you doing?
Okay, hi. I think I might need to rejoin the call. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. We're hearing you.
Okay, all right. Because I was hearing somebody beckon on me. Okay, sorry about that. So yes, so first I'll start from the faculty again. Let me just take from the beginning again. So classes would usually hold online, and there are different activities that take place from Monday to Fridays. So the faculty members that we have, they are people that have quite a good number of experience in the tech industry, and they also have experience with mentoring or tutoring junior developers, junior designers, to junior data scientists, whatever the case may be, to become well grounded in the field that they are currently in. So they are here as mentors. So we have the tutors, we have the teaching assistants, or the mentors. All these people in the faculty are here to pretty much help you get your journey started by providing support, right? So in learning, you are going to have access to the LXP where the content for learning per week is uploaded. Every week we unlock a new module. You also get to make submissions on the LXP platform. So learning pretty much takes place on the LXP. Then we manage communications on Slack. Daniel, can you please navigate to the slide that shows for learning so that I'm able to follow through?
All right.
So yes, learning pretty much takes place on Slack, and we usually encourage our learners to ask questions because we understand that you're beginners, and when you're learning, there's no way you would not have questions. There's no way questions will not come up. So we always encourage that you ask questions. And the way we've put the curriculum together, we've put it together in such a way that it helps you to get started in the tech field of your choice, but it also prepares you for placement, for jobs. It helps you to be job ready at the end of the program. We worked on the curriculum in such a way that it is divided into two phases based on how classes would usually run. So the curriculum would help you to pretty much serve as a guide to help you navigate how you're learning. So after you've learned on the LXP, you've learned the content, you've gone through the content for learning, curriculum is supposed to serve as a guide for you to also further learn by yourself and on your own. We also have different mediums by which we create support for learners, that's between learners and also between the learners and the faculty. So we would work on incremental milestone portfolio worthy projects while in the program. What this means is that at each milestone, you work on an incremental project so that when you are done with learning, you are able to have a tangible portfolio that meets industry standard. You are able to have a tangible project that meets industry standard that can go into your portfolio so that when you are ready to get jobs, employers will be able to see what you have done. So for the project, we always advise that you dedicate as much time as you can because it is going into your portfolio. So it is not something to joke about or play around with because it is something serious. So you have to put in the effort and the support is going to be here for you when you need it. We also have the practice questions that you would always get every week. So after a lesson is taught, you get a practice question where you are able to practice the learned the week. You also get mini tasks. So just so we don't overwhelm you, you're practicing what you've learned with practice questions. However, you also get the mini tasks every 2 weeks. Can you please mute your mic if you're not hearing me? All right, so you also get the practice questions, you get the mini tasks as well. So every 2 weeks, you get the mini tasks. But if there is a need for us to reduce the frequency of how assignments or mini tasks are given, we would definitely do that by either extending deadlines for submissions, but you definitely get to work on mini tasks. Then we have the intertrack project. So intertrack project pretty much comes after you're done with learning. Again, the program is divided into three phases, right? I mean, we have pre-learning, which is the pre-course study pack that we've sent out. We have the learning phase, and then we have the project or the build phase. So the learning part or the learning phase is where you get to first join the beginner class, get foundational knowledge on the track you've enrolled to, and then take an assessment, just so we're able to assess your knowledge before you then move to the intermediate phase. So we would put some learners that do not, again, we understand that you are beginners. However, we would want you to also like put in effort. So we would have to have the assessment so that we're able to measure that you're actually learning. Then you move to the intermediate class. After you're done in the intermediate class, you move to the intertrack project. During the beginner class and the intermediate class, you're working on projects, you're working on practice questions, you're working on mini tasks. For the intertrack projects, what you're going to be doing is to collaborate with learners from other tracks. We have the designers, we have mobile developers, software testers, front-end, back-end developers, data scientists. Everyone is going to come together to work on a project. You'll be grouped and then you work on the project. This project will also go into your portfolio. What we're trying to achieve in the intertrack project is to help you foster your collaboration skills, for you to also see how it would be to work to have the experience of a work environment where you have other team members that are not necessarily that do not necessarily focus on the area that you currently work or have studied in. So the InterChat project is going to be there. Then we also get to meet with industry experts and mentors through our guest.
Um,
Hi,
Hi, Dan.
doing.
Okay.
I think we lost doing, so should be
Session. So we
joining.
usually invite industry experts to come in to speak to you, share their journey, just
Hi, doing. All right, so we lost doing. She'll be joining back in a minute. It is a connection issue. Yeah, so doing was typically explaining how learning works at student from peer-to-peer learning to you having an accessible community of learners while you're learning as student. Like she mentioned, your course is basically on the LXP platform, but communications will be handled on Slack where you would have access to your fellow learners. Also, you'll be having live sessions and faculty help desk. So these live sections are to like tackle what you're going to learn that week, and also so that your faculty members can also answer most questions you have. Doing, are you back?
yes, I'm back.
All right, thank you.
Yes, yeah, thank you. I think I pretty much heard what you were saying. So I'll just pick it up from where you stopped, or just start from the peer-to-peer learning. So yes, that pretty much covers it for the um industry experts and mentors, where we bring in industry experts to the guest sessions. So they'll come in to share their knowledge on selected topics and share their experience as well, so you can relate to what they've shared, their journey, and you can also get insights as to the process. So learning a new skill is a process, and what we've seen over time is that learners would usually compare their journey to people that have already gone through like a phase. So we would not want you coming into the program to come with that mindset. Just come with the mindset that everything is a process, and pretty much trust the process, be open to feedback, share questions, ask questions, and do not keep things to yourself pretty much. Then we have learning support, where we pretty much provide support for learners, and we have different ways for doing this. We have the peer-to-peer learning. So this one is more like a study group, where we group learners we put learners into groups for you to meet at least once in a week to learn together. So we'll share a feedback form every week. This meeting holds every week, but we would usually interchange your groupings bi-weekly. So a feedback form will be shared just so we're able to ensure that meetings are always productive. Then you have access to the community of other learners on Slack. Like Daniel mentioned, we manage communications on Slack. So your TA, your tutor, your mentors, everybody, the team, other learners will be on Slack for you to pretty much ask questions and get answers to your questions. And we have live sessions and faculty ed deck. So during the live session, the topic for the week that was unlocked in the module earlier in the week would usually be covered in the live session. So you're going to learn more about that topic in the live session. Then you also get to ask your questions and you get your questions answered as well. We also have the additional learning resources. So we usually include additional learning resources on our electric platform, and the faculty members as well would always share additional learning resources. We also usually encourage learners who have learning resources that they think others will benefit from to share on the Slack channel. Then we have the guest session. I think I pretty much covered the guest session where we talked about inviting industry experts. Then we have weekly check-ins and support. So every week we check in with learners to get general feedback on how learning is going, how you are doing generally, the areas you think that we should do better in, and pretty much just gather your feedback to implement for the sake of improving the learning experience here at Student. And then we have the student handbook. This pretty much covers everything that you need to know, an overview of what you need to know with regards to the program, the right bodies to meet when you need help with something, pretty much covers everything about the program. What would the week look like in? Hi, can we hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Mine is
Okay.
breaking.
Yes, but we lost you at student handbook.
Okay, apologies. So I've joined this call with my mobile device, and calls keep coming in and interrupting the internet connection. Apologies for that. So yes, the student handbook would pretty much contain an overview of what to expect in the course. Hi, can we hear me?
How you doing? Yes, we can.
Okay. So yes, we have the student handbook, and it pretty much covers an overview of what the program is about. So yes, we have what would a week look like in the life of a learner that is enrolled to student. On Mondays, we would usually unlock the modules for learning per week. So you have access to the modules on Citron, that's our LXP platform. On Tuesday, learning continues, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we pretty much have the live sessions where you meet with your faculty members, tutors, TAs, between Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the sessions would hold twice in a week for 2 hours. So you come into class on Zoom to meet with the faculty. Then on Tuesday, we have other activities. Between Tuesdays to Fridays, we have other activities like the tech talk session, where we would usually have a discussion on Slack to discuss tech trends and pretty much share our knowledge on tech trends and areas we think that other learners should know about. Then on Friday, which is the last day of the week, your submission is always due. So we put submission deadline for Friday, Saturday. So submissions will be due within this period. You turn in submissions, and then your teaching assistants who are here to support you would then proceed to review your submissions and give you feedback. So your submissions are going to be reviewed, and it will also be graded. Right, so you get to see your feedback on Citron on our LXP platform, and you also get to see the grade that has been awarded to you. So you have the opportunity to reach out to your TA, your mentor, your tutor on Slack. We have some frequently asked questions that people have asked over time, one of which is, are classes physical or virtual? So classes are actually completely virtual. However, we have the space open. So for people that are in Lagos, if you're in Lagos and you want to come into the space is located in 16A Folajinodu Crescent, Bagada. For the space, you're coming in to access internet and power supply. The tutors and the TAs or mentors are not going to be at the space. However, other learners would definitely be at the space. So it's a good opportunity for you to converse and relate with other learners, right? Then once in a month, we would usually have an on-site session where we have the faculty members come in to interact with learners. Also, you are able to get a out touch event.
them. We will not like to inconvenience anyone. We try.
All right, so just so you're able to get a personal touch to your learning, we introduced the on-site session that holds once in a month. So what this means is that you get to come into the space and meet with the faculty members, you get to ask questions, get your questions answered. I know people that would not be joining us from Lagos, that would not be joining the class from Lagos, will be wondering, oh, how am I going to have access to this and benefit from this? So we would usually still have everybody join the session online. So everything is still going to hold online. However, you are going to, for people in Lagos, you just get to come into the space and meet with the faculty. So for everybody that has questions, either you're online or you're in the space, all your questions will be answered via the Zoom meeting link. So for some people that work full time, what options do I have? That's another question that we've gotten so far. So you can learn at your pace from anywhere and at any time, as long as you complete the weekly modules and turn in your tasks every week. So what we've come up with for people that work and for everybody is to have a focus session on weekends. So every weekend we'll be having focus sessions where you get to pretty much meet with a faculty member or an alumni to help answer questions, walk you through the areas you probably need help with, and answer your questions so that you have a better understanding before you then proceed to attempt your practice questions and your mini tasks and eventually the incremental projects. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about it for learning. I'm so sorry this took longer than it should have because of my internet connection. But yes, please, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box. I'll be very happy to answer them.
Thank you very much, Doing. We totally enjoyed it. Thank you for walking us through the learning experience. So I think everyone that has questions can drop it in the chat box, and after the presentation, we'll just take everything together. Thank you very much, Doing. Yeah, so we'll be moving to payment options and tuition fees. A lot of people have questions on how to pay tuition. What are the scholarship options available for me? What payment option is best for me? So we'll be having Ayodeni walking us through that. Hi, Ayodeni.
Hello. Hi, Daniel. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the office hours today. So as Daniel has said, I'm your guy for payment option, tuition fees, any inquiry you would have around all of that. And basically some of you who have gotten your admission letters, if you have questions surrounding your agreements, I am your go-to person. So we have about 3 payment options here at Student for you to choose from. We have the full tuition, which is where you prepay the full fees before commencement of the program. So this is basically available to people who can readily afford the one-off payment. And this category of people will be either people who have sponsors, because we know that at this current age and time with the economy of the country, we know that majority of youths do not have the funds for a full tuition payment. So basically,
this department is led by the lead manager. Her name is Stephanie. We'll probably get to meet with her when we join the Scrum on Monday. Let us know about that.
Oh, okay. That wasn't for me.
And also the team of social media managers.
Sorry, Ayodeni. Idols, can you help mute yourself?
This department is led by the senior graphics designer. Also meet that person. Comprises of graphic designers and video editors who collaborate with strategists. That's the social media manager. Content of the presentation.
Hi, Ayodeni.
Yes, I'm with you.
All right, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So as I was saying, majority of people under this payment option are people who have hello.
So the department is basically responsible for.
Hi, Denny, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yes, yes, that works. Okay, thank you. So or people who have sponsors or whose guarantors have undertaken to foot the bills for their tuition, or applicants who run businesses of their own or are working class people. So here you get to prepay your full and final fees before commencement of the program. What this means basically is that you have to send in this payment before the first day of class. For some of us who have gotten our admission letters, you will see a deadline for payment. That's a day with the time within which to make payment. Usually you see about 1 or 2 weeks within which to make payment. That's after getting your admission letter. And usually this is that way because we try to make sure that it is on a first come, first serve basis. If you send in your application early enough and we review and send you an admission letter, it's just best for you to send in your payments also as early as possible so that you lock your spot in the program. Moving to the next payment option, we have the installment. I always say this all the time. This is my favorite payment option. So this is an option given to people who do not have the lump sum I already mentioned in the full tuition. So for the full tuition, we have a figure of 540,000. For the installment, the aggregate is 584, which will be split into 4 monthly installments, 4 consecutive monthly installments. And your first installment definitely has to come before commencement of the program. So you send in your first installment before the next cohort will be starting June 27. So we expect your first installments, that's if you're under this option, before June 27th. And your subsequent installments will follow suit, and they would be expected monthly after June 27th. So what we do is, even if you pay before 27th of June, you will not be expected to pay another one exactly 1 month after. We start to count from June 27th. So that means for everyone, your second installment will be due by July 27th. If you are not clear on that, please let me know. Whether you pay right now or not, or you pay June 26th, everyone's second installment will be due by July 27. However, if you want to pay earlier than expected, then that is fine by us. Just contact the accounts department and let us know that you have made your payment. So moving to the third option, we have the income share agreement, the income share option. This option, as we've had a lot of inquiries concerning this option, and that's because it has various terms and obligations from both parties. So with the income share option, you get in with just an enrollment fee. This option is mostly used, or yes, mostly subscribed to by applicants who cannot afford the full tuition or the installment, but also want to join the program. So you get in with an enrollment fee, which serves as a commitment to the program. Then you, upon graduation from the program and getting a job, you start to remit 15% of your gross income for the next 24 months. So there is also VAT, 15% plus VAT. VAT in Nigeria right now is at 7.5. So I'll do a quick maths for you. And just so for anyone who is not very good with maths, I would use 100,000 so that we can follow. 15, if you are earning 100,000, 15% of that is 15,000. So once you graduate from the program and your first job is at 100,000, what you'll be paying back to us is 15,000. However, when we add the VAT, 7.5% of 15,000 is 1,125. So in total, you'll be remitting 16,125 to Stuten every month for the next 24 months. And how this works is because it's attached to whatever it is you get, with every job raise, or with every switch of job or change in remuneration, your monthly income, your monthly payment will also change. It is also pertinent to note that you will, if it is the case, or in the event that you stop working, your monthly obligation will also be paused, because 15% of nothing is nothing. So this is suitable for applicant sponsors who cannot readily afford the first two. I've glossed through that earlier. And okay, moving to the African Techsis scholarship. What is the African Techsis scholarship? The African Techsis scholarship is a 50% off award directed majorly at women. We do this to increase participation. We do this to increase female participation in tech. The scholarship was introduced to reduce the gender gap in tech. We can attest to the fact that majority of tech roles and majority of tech roles and the tech space is currently dominated by men, especially in Africa at the moment. The introduction of this scholarship is to make sure that we close this gender gap. Even if we are not getting a 50-50, at least we know that the women are not left behind when it comes to tech. So this is why we've introduced that for women majorly. Some of our male applicants also get this scholarship, but that would be on merit. That would be merit based, basically. So what this entails is that you get a 50% award of whichever payment option you're going for. The payment option still remains the same, 3 payment options, the full tuition. So that means if you're awarded the scholarship and you're going for full tuition, instead of 540, you will be paying 270,000. If you are under the installment option, instead of paying 584, you will be paying an aggregate of 292 split into 73,000 per month instead of 146,000 per month. And if you are under the income sharing option, you would be paying an enrollment fee of 43,000 instead of 86,000, and your repayment will be modified to 15% of your gross income for 12 months instead of 24, because your repayment is actually a repayment of your tuition. And if you're under the scholarship, that means it should also apply to you. So that is basically it for the African Techsis scholarship. If we have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you very much, Ayodele, for that. Thank you very much for much tuition and most importantly, the African Texas Scholarship to bring in more women into tech, help them kickstart their tech career with the 50% tuition. So if you also have any questions for Ayodele, you can also drop them in the chat box and we'll take them after the presentation. So thank you, Ayodele, again. So we're moving to life after student, and we have our placement lead Oluwaseyi on the call to walk us through what to expect after student. Hi, Oluwaseyi.
Hi, Daniel, and good afternoon, everyone. We're excited that you have decided to join us today, and I will be sharing with you the placement plan that we have and also what you should look forward to after student. So we like to believe that your life after student will even start from the first day that you enroll in the program. So you have to begin to put some thoughts into that. On our own end, we will do everything we can to ensure that you get a good learning experience from the program, and that also you learn whatever skills that
Oh God.
I know that the Unisela already pretty much covered end. So it's important for you to, like I mentioned, start thinking about what you want your career path, career life, even after. Starts from the very
Fine, guy. Fine.
beginning. You can just yourself. Okay. All right. Whatever you learn and whatever effort you put into learning is actually what is going to eventually help you get a job alongside the placement effort as student. I'm sure that you're all aware that we've done a series of cohorts, and when you join us, you'll be joining us as cohort 1.3. So we can see the pictures of some of our alumni from past cohorts. We have Ayewole Ade Nuga, who is a software engineer at InterSwitch. We have Chinonso Raymond, who is a product designer at Paystack. We have Bumi Adewumi, who is a product manager, and also Boma, who is now a co-founder at Kind. So these are some of the people that have gone through our program and are now working with amazing companies. We also have some of our alumni that are working even with global companies. Daniel, we can move to the next slide. Thank you. Okay. Again, speaking to some of the companies that we currently work with and also we've worked with in the past. So this is a tweet from Razak Ahmed, who is a co-founder at CarryWise, and some other companies that we've worked with and we're still working with: Terragon, Simfix, Paystack, Softcom, Spinlet, Show Group, Sterling Bank, Flutterwave, and the likes. We can move on to the next slide, Daniel. Amazing. So these are the different parts to employment. And you can begin to think through some of these parts. We have the full-time employment, we have freelance, we have entrepreneurs. So what we've seen so far is that 95% of our learners, they get a full-time job. It could be an in-person role or a remote role. And also some also go on to take on, they also take the freelance route. They work with companies like TopTal, companies like Torin, etc. These companies connect them to, we call it gigs. They connect them to gigs, and then they are pretty much not exactly maybe working with a particular company. That's why they are called freelancers, right? And then for the entrepreneurs, they pretty much just go on to start their own ventures. So, but what we typically advise is for anyone who is fresh out of our program, you still need that hand holding. So it's important to find a team that you can collaborate with to continue to own the skills that you've already learned during your time at student, right? So it's the best route will be to start off as a full-time talent at with any company of your choice. We would on our part make sure to connect you with hiring partners that are already in our network for to help you get started, right? So I think that pretty much sums up the path to employment. We can move on to the next slide.
Hi, Oluwaseyi, can you see my slides?
Oh, no, I can't again. I'm still seeing the path to employment.
All right, so I've changed it. It should move a little bit.
Okay.
Hi, Daniel. I can't see it as well.
Um,
All right, let me just reshare. Sorry for that.
okay. So while Daniel is trying to reshare his screen, I would love to take us back to what Doyin shared with us earlier. So she mentioned projects. She also mentioned that at the end of the training, you would have a portfolio. That portfolio is going to house all the projects that you work on during your time with us. It is very important to have your portfolio is just like your CV, right? That's for the tech space, that's pretty much what employers want to see. So you already have your resume, and then you also have your portfolio as well. That's how employers can that will help employers see what you can do and also what you have done before. So it's very important that you pay attention to all the projects that you'll be working on during the program. And it's also very important that you work on all the projects as they are being assigned to you. So that's one important thing. Another important thing that you need to pay attention to, right? After learning, we've structured learning in such a way that it's hands-on, to give you hands-on experience. So once you learn a concept or a topic, you are able to apply it, right? So an employer will be able to tell in your portfolio that you've been able to apply some of the skills that you've learned into what you have built in a product or into what you have in your portfolio. So your portfolio is very, very, very important. I mean, if we are telling or we're inviting employers to come hire you, that's also one thing that we'll put forward to say, oh, we have talents who are skilled in this, and you can see what they have done before. You can also see what they have worked on before. That's why your portfolio is very important. Even without the help of student, right? Your portfolio can help you land a job anywhere as long as you have that handy. Right. Daniel, I still cannot see your screen, even though I can see that you started sharing, but I still can't see your screen.
Oh, wow. I'll just do that again. Sorry for that.
Sorry, I'm
It's
also.
the same for everyone. So
Oh,
that, so you
maybe.
know, we both use MTN, so maybe it's our internet service provider.
Oh,
So
okay. Maybe you can just share with me what we have on that particular slide that we're trying to share, and then I'll just build on it from my end.
Let's. All right, thank you. Let's talk about your role. So students' role and a role in placement. That's where we
Oh,
currently are.
oh, good. Yeah, so I think I even already touched a bit on your role. So your role is to make sure that you work on your project. Your role is to make sure that you learn as much as possible. That is where your role starts. And then also, we do not limit our learners to the employers that are in our network. Like I mentioned, if you have your portfolio, you can get a job. Once you've put in the work to make sure that your portfolio is solid, right? You can then get a job anywhere in the world and with any employer of your choice, right? I mean, we don't force talent on employers, and we don't force employers on talent. If you find any other employer that you would like to work with, you are always free to send out job applications. As a matter of fact, once you get to the placement phase, would encourage you to start sending out applications, right? That's one of the things that you would also be doing on your own end, part of what you will be doing on our own end. So we have some placement effort. We have the demo day. So for the demo day, we invite employers that are in our network to come see what you have built, right? And that's where your portfolio will also come in again. So we invite them to come see what you have built, and it's always a chance, right, for employers to hire, and it's always a good chance for you to sell yourself. So you pretty much be selling yourself to employers, letting them know what you worked on and your thought process. They're going to come with questions. Employers will come with questions just to understand your thought process, how you built the product and all of that. Essentially, what they're trying to do is just to confirm if you actually worked on the project, and also overall to confirm if you will be a good fit for their company. So that's very important. Then also we have a portal where we host the profiles of all of our learners, all our graduates, right? Employers have access to that portal. We have over 70K plus employers are registered and signed up on our platform. So you can be sure that that platform will also help showcase your work. It will increase your visibility, right, to employers, and they can always connect with you. The portal is also set up in a way that you will get, once you get an interview invitation, our placement team will also get the same interview invitation. And with that, we'll be able to guide you. We'll also be able to follow along with you throughout the entire process. Also, we have the alumni network where we add all our graduates from different cohorts. We typically share job opportunities, right, on that. We have that channel to share job opportunities with our graduates, and you will join. We also provide continuous learning support during the phase while you're still job hunting and all of that. And even after you've gotten the job, I mean, if you still need further learning support, we also provide that. We just pretty much allow you access to some of the learning resources that we already have. So these are some of the supports that we provide for you. I've highlighted our roles, and I've also highlighted your roles. I think it's important that you pay attention. So it's important that you pay attention to your role. So if you are an employer, right, and we have talent A who has done or worked on about 5 good projects, or say, let's just use 5, like 5 solid projects, and they are accessible, and if we look at some of the products that we have around, I don't know if anyone is familiar with, I'm trying to use one of the products that I currently use and I enjoy. An example is CarryWise. I think I love the interface. It was designed and also built by designers, built by engineers, and I'm sure that they regularly collect data to see how they can improve on their product, right? So if you're coming in as a data science, I've sort of looked in all of these tracks across, right? So if CarryWise is looking to hire, and then there is a talent who has built something and can show that in his or her portfolio, right? Say built up to 5 products. And then we have another learner who has built just one incomplete product. I mean, if you are Carrie White, the employer, which of the talents will you hire? Right, you don't have to answer. You can just maybe answer in the chat. So talent A is the one with the 5 good products in his or her portfolio. Then talent B is the one with just one incomplete projects in his or her portfolio, right? Employers want people that can add value to their company. Employers want people that can help them achieve their business goals, right? So which of the talents will you hire? That's something for you to think about, and also for you to understand how employers also think. So they will not hire you based on the relationship that they have with us, right? Because they are our hiring partners. They won't hire based on that. They will hire you based on what you can do, the value that they can see that you will bring to their business. Okay, I think that so I think that we can move on to the next slide. I still can't see your screen, so maybe you can just help them.
All right, so actually, so the next slide is key numbers in terms of how many people we've enrolled, 500 plus, how many people we've placed within 90 days, and the average starting salary for alumni.
Oh, okay. So we already have 500 plus alumni network. We have the likes of Silas, who is a product designer now at Canva. We have also Raymond, like I mentioned earlier, who works with Paystack, and a couple of them. In terms of job placement, so our learners typically start off with internships, right? And then they move on to uh, um, a junior level role, right? And then they move on to a mid-senior level role, and then they move on to a senior level role. So that's the progression that we have seen over time. And then again, we usually advise that, I mean, when you're starting out as an intern, you want to at least, we encourage employer to pay a decent wage. So, and we also encourage them to make sure that whatever job or whatever role that they are looking to fill is also a decent role, which means that, I mean, you should be working from at least say 9 to 4 p.m. or to 5 p.m., right? That's decent, right? And whatever salary that they are paying should also be able to cover some basic needs like internet. I mean, that's if you'll be working from home, cover internet. There's also the power part. I mean, some of us spend on power units. For those of us that are on that plan, something that can also cover transportation costs if you'll be working from the office. Also a way that can also provide lunch. So decent. So that's what we mean by decent job. A job that pays okay, and also a job that is quite flexible, and also a job that has the standard working hours. In terms of the salary, we usually recommend that when you're starting out, you would need to prioritize the experience that you would learn from, or that you will gain from that internship, right? So what we've seen over time, we've seen a salary range between 80 to 150,000 naira. And also we've even seen lower than 80,000 naira. So I will use Ayawale's story as an example. So Ayawale started with InterSwitch as an intern, and it started with a salary of, it's actually a stipend. So when you're on an internship, it's called a stipend to support you. So it started with a stipend of 50,000 naira. And I also remember I personally was like, oh, that's InterSwitch. I actually thought they would pay more than that. But I mean, companies also have their budget for different roles. So it was with them for 6 months. He learned as much as possible, and he also gave it his very best. And after 6 months, his salary was reviewed to 300,000 naira, and with some other additional benefits. And I mean, it's been there for a while now, and we're very sure that that salary must have been reviewed again. So you want to make sure that you use that period to learn as much as possible. So what we've seen so far over a period of time is a salary, a range of 80,000 naira to 150, and it's going to be different for everybody, right? It's going to be different for everybody. So we want you to do not get your hopes up. However, on our end, we'll ensure that we're able to get you something that is decent, a decent job, and also help you negotiate. You will do the negotiation. we won't help you. We will negotiate with you when we see the job description. If we think that, if the employer doesn't offer something that is maybe commensurate with the responsibilities, we will do the first negotiation. However, if the salary negotiation also comes after the interview, you can always reach out to us. These are some of the supports that we provide, right? We provide this support out even after your learning period. Once you get to the placement phase, we let you understand some of the job search support that you get, which is we advise you on how to negotiate your salary, how to prepare for an interview, and things like that. I think I just wanted to dwell on the salary range that Daniel spoke about on the slide. I still can't see your screen, Daniel. If you can move on to the next slide, that would be great. And I can also get what the slide is about.
Thank you, lovely. So the last slide is actually questions.
Oh,
Questions. Yeah, thank you very much for walking us through placement. So thank you everyone, Ayodeni, Doyin, and Oluwaseyi. So we'll be taking the questions now. Forever, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Dewey. Thank you, Ayodini, for running us through that. So I'll start with if you have questions, please you can drop them. You can drop them in the chat box. Thank you. So I'm starting with Precious. She says, what if my assessment exceeds 72 hours due to unforeseen situations? What can I do? Okay, so if you've not been able to turn in your assessment, or you're not able to turn in your assessment within 72 hours, you can still go ahead and attempt it and submit it. We'll get that reviewed. Thank you. So next person, I hope that answers your question. So Oyindamola is asking, is there a group chat for we the students? Kindly drop link if there is. So when it's almost time for the training, you'll be introduced to the platform that you'll be using. So don't worry about that, Oyindamola. So Precious says, those of us with 8 to 5 jobs, how will we handle this? So Doi, would you like to answer this person's question? Precious's question.
Yes, thank you very much. Forever. Hi, Precious. So for people with a 9 to 5, so what we typically say is we open a module on Monday, and when we open the module on Monday, you have the chance to pretty much go over the module, and deadlines for submissions are also indicated when the modules are open. So there's enough time for you to go over assignments within the week. For the live sessions, right, we would usually share forms to gather your questions prior to holding the live sessions. So if you know you're not going to be able to join the live session, just include your questions in the form and they'll be answered during the session. After each session, we would usually upload the videos for the live session to a YouTube playlist that would be shared with the learners. So even if you go on YouTube to search for the playlist, you will definitely not find the playlist because it is going to be a private unlisted playlist for our learners. So yes, you have access to also have this. Hi guys, can we hear me?
Yes, Dwayne, please go ahead.
Okay, all right. Then we also have the weekend sessions, right? So we have a weekend session where you are able to get help. You're able to learn, you're able to speak with a mentor, speak with a mentor, have interactions with the mentor on weekends. So during the session, the mentor is pretty much going to teach or go over the topic for the week. And then you can ask your questions, do catch-ups and whatnot. Then we'll also have the learning groups that we've mentioned, right? So the learning groups would be a very good way for you to also catch up with learning. So for learners that are that do not have a 9 to 5 or that maybe have flexible jobs, you're able to come together to learn one or two things and share your knowledge as the case may be. So yes, this is the plan for people that work and are looking to join the program. So what we usually do is to program is going very well and see how we can also improve the learning experience, right? So yes, that's the topic, right?
Okay, thank you, Dwayne. Thank you for that. I hope that answers your question, Precious. So Adewale Hamed is asking, how do guys win African Techsis scholarship? So I'm sure Danny already mentioned this. So I'll just take this. So the African Techsis scholarship is majorly for women. It's female focused, but then it will only be awarded to the males that pass their assessment very well. Yes, so that's how you can get it if you're a male. If you're male. So I hope that answers your question, Adewale Ahmed. So Deborah is asking, how do I make payment? So once you get your admission offer, you just carefully read through it. There are links connected to the email. So once you click on the link, there's a link, another link leading to where you can find the account number. So just make payments using that account number. So Felix is asking, what if your salary is not up to 80,000 naira and you are on the income share system? What now happens? Ayodini, can you please take that question? Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Forever. Hi, Felix. Yes, so if your salary is not up to 80,000 naira, I'm sure that you definitely have your admission letter. That is why you have this question. If your income is not up to 80,000 naira, you do not start your repayment. So we have a floor. That means we wouldn't be asking for a repayment, or we wouldn't be scheduling your repayment if you are not earning up to 80,000 naira, because I don't think that we would want you to send part of 60,000 naira. It's barely enough for you to survive the whole month. So once you're up to 80, and basically once you graduate, almost everyone actually gets a job 80,000 naira and above. You get jobs over 80,000, except you would probably want to maybe stay in an internship that is emanating from the demo days and the demo days and the projects that Oluwaseyi spoke about, where you work on real life cases, and you also have a chance to intern with some companies for about a month, 2 months. So you could decide to stay on the job for a couple more months, then I understand that for internships, companies might not pay up to 80. That's all right if you're just finding your way. But for first jobs, definitely 80,000 and above, you'd start your payment. And the second question also goes to this, because that's from Big Smoke, saying the 15% fee is standard, that it is for 2 years, no matter how much you earn. Yes and no. So it follows from Felix's question. Like I said, we have a floor, which is 80,000, and definitely we have a cap. This is not on the website, it is on agreements, it's on your, it would be encapsulated in your admission letter. Once you get your admission letter, you'll be able to read through the agreements of whichever payment option you're going for. But the ISA, I would just say it, or I'll gloss over that here. The ISA has a cap also, and that is 1,080,000. So no one is going to be expected to remit more than 1,080,000. That's under the ISA option. I know that I mentioned that you'll be sending in 15% of your income, no matter what you earn. So if you're earning 1 million, let's say you earn in dollars, and the conversion is 1 million in Naira, you would be paying back 150,000 per month with the calculation I gave everyone, making it 161,025, 250 Naira, I guess. That's a bit of small maths. You would be sending that payment monthly, but once you get, I definitely with that calculation, by the 8th month, you would have reached 1,080,000. You would have to stop your payment there. You wouldn't be expected to pay for the other months. So whether I would say, I'll put it this way, you either pay for 24 months or you get to the cap of 1,080,000, whichever comes first. That's how it works. So if you get to 1,080,000 and you've not completed your 24 months, you are not obligated to send in any more payments. However, if you have not completed 24 months and you have not gotten to 1,080,000, once you get to 24 months, that's your last payment, whether or not you get to 1,080,000, even whether or not you get to the initial full tuition in the first place. Yeah, I hope we all understand that. And okay, forever. So the next question is still me. What's the total amount to be paid for income share payment plan? There is no fixed amount. From the explanation, you will see that, you would understand that it flows from whatever it is that you're earning. Mr. A will definitely not be paying the same as Mr. B, except they are earning the same thing. So we can't ascertain a fixed or total amount for everyone. Felix, from what I read, I don't think it's okay. Yes, I've spoken about that. And okay, deals, the income sharing agreement is only for people that have done NYSC. This isn't stated in the document. Daniel, would you like to pick this up?
Yes, I would. So currently the ISA option, thank you, Ayodele. The ISA option is available to people that have finished their NYC because of the way the industry in Nigeria works. Most some employers want to see, we don't want anything to hold you back from repaying after the program. And some employers might want to see your NYC certificate and stuff around that. Or yeah, if you are still doing your service, if you're in your service here or looking to start your service here and you want to go for this ISA option also, you can reach us. You can reach out to us directly at admissions@student.com and we'll reach out to you and work something around that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ayodele. Thank you, Daniel. So Victoria Chukwu is asking, What if one relocates? Can he or she continue from anywhere worldwide? Doi, would you like to take this?
Hi, Victoria. So, yes, you can continue from anywhere worldwide. However, it's going to fall solely on you to create the time to join classes because time difference. So it depends on when the live session is scheduled to hold, right? And if it falls on a very early time on your own part, depending on time difference, you might have to wake up early. And if you want to join the session, yeah, you pretty much have to wake up early. But like I mentioned, we usually record the sessions and they will be made available on the YouTube playlist. So if there is a day or if there are days when you think you might not be able to join the session, a good time for you to join in or to get answers to your questions would be to fill the form, the live session form that would share, that's the question and answer form, so that you're able to indicate the areas that you probably need help with. Then there's a weekend session as well. Again, the session is to pretty much, it's more like an extra session for you, for everyone to pretty much get additional knowledge, get answers, interact, and yeah, share knowledge as well. So I hope that answers it for you, Victoria.
Thank you for that, Dori. I hope that answers your question, Victoria. So Shay is asking, I recently wrote another assessment because I wanted to change tracks. Is there going to be another admission letter? So since there are two different applications, as long as you applied, there are two different applications, there is no issue. So once you pass, we say that you pass your assessment, we'll definitely send you an admission offer. I hope that answers your question, Shay. Big Smoke is asking, please, can we all mute our mics? Thank you. Big Smoke is asking how many hours a day is doing. That's not that question for you. Can you please help answer Big Smoke? Hi, Doing. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Hear you.
All right, thank you, Danny. So let me just answer the question. Maybe Doing is off the call. So the classes are going to be flexible. It's something you can do in your own time. I'm sure Doing mentioned this when she was talking about the class model. So the classes are something you can do in your own time. So we're just going to be unlocking different modules for you every week. So you can decide to go through your learning videos and all of that from Monday to Wednesday, while another person can decide to go through the videos Wednesday to Friday. It just depends on what works for you and what is comfortable for you. Yeah, so that's how it's going to work. And also once a week, there are going to be live sessions, one day in a week. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it's going to work. Big Smoke, I hope that answers your question. So Michael says, I am planning on submitting my signed admission letter. I hope it's not too late. So no, you can go ahead and submit your signed agreement. It's not late for that. Big Smoke is asking, how many months does the program run for? So the program runs for 6 to 8 months, Yes. So those are all the questions so far. If you have more questions, please, you can drop. Okay, so if I is asking, the Slack is for what? So it's the Slack is just what you'll be using for communication. It's an app you'll be using for communication where we would share information with you. It's an app that our learners use actually for communication, to get information and all of that. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. If there are any more questions, please feel free to drop them on the chat box. In the chat box, yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Forever. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I think we are way past the amount of, we are meant to do this for 1 hour, and we are over 1 hour 20 minutes. So I think we'll just take Light's question as the last one. And if you have any further questions, you can just reach out to us directly at admissions@student.com. So I'll just take Light's question. The ISA plan, what's the max time frame for payment? So for ISA, the max time frame is 24 months for payment, but if you're under the African Techsis scholarship, that will be just 12 months for payment. So once again, I would like to say thank you everyone for joining in. If you have any questions, you can also reach out to us directly on our social media channels, on Twitter, Student, on Instagram, Student HQ. You can also follow us on LinkedIn, Student, Lights. Okay, so yeah, for the ISA plan, you're meant to pay just your enrollment fee before before the commencement of the program, which is on 27th of June. So by 25th of June, you are meant to have paid your enrollment fee for the ISA plan. Then you start your repayment after the program and when you get a job. Thank you, everyone. Doyin, do you have any last words for our prospective learners?
So yes, we can't wait to have you join the program, and we want you to pretty much come in with the best kind of mindset, which is an open one to the process. Trust the process, know that you're coming in for a life-changing experience, and you should also know that you would have to dedicate time. We have to meet in the middle pretty much, so we'll do our own part. You also have to play your role, but all in all, we are looking forward to having you in the program. We'll be glad to answer your questions if you have them. Just drop them like Daniel has mentioned, and would answer them accordingly. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Doyin. Thank you very much. Ayodeni, do you have any last words?
Thank you, Daniel. So Doing already covered what I wanted to say. I wanted to welcome everyone in advance, but make sure you understand that the program, the learning is intensive. You will need so much more than just glossing over and picking it up once a week. It is very intensive. Like someone said in the chat box, it will choke. It will. So please prepare. And another thing is student is not solely responsible to place you into jobs. It's a collaborative effort. If you do not put in the zeal and the commitment, it will be difficult for us to also match you with employers. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be seeing you in the account mails. I'll be dragging you all every month.
Yeah, they will all be doing their things very soon. Thank you forever.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Dini. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, everyone, for making out time to join the call. Dini and Doing have said it all. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep your eyes glued to your email as we'll be communicating with you regularly. I think we've already shared the home study pack with you for people that have enrolled as at Wednesday. Just keep your eye glued to your email. We'll be sharing information concerning enrollment and even joining Slack channels and stuff around that. So thank you, everyone. Ayodeni just dropped.
Daniel, I just want to quickly add that for learners that are enrolling into the program, they should pretty much look forward to the orientation program as well. So after the home study pack, after we're done going over the home study pack, okay, so I should mention that for the part where we get to go over the home study pack for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be having live sessions with our alumni. So they'll come in to talk on the topic for the week. And then for each track that you've enrolled to, you can join in, or each track you're looking to enroll to, you can join in and pretty much gain knowledge and get started, just to help you like get started with the track you've enrolled to. So you don't have to submit anything. There are practice questions there, so that once you learn, you're not overwhelmed want to then try to meet with deadlines, but you are trying to actually learn and understand. So we've included practice questions, we've included extra resources for you. All you have to do is go over it. We advise that it is not compulsory. It's actually compulsory, so to say, because this is going to really help you kickstart your journey, kickstart your learning. After the home study pack, which is the pre-learning phase, you are going to move to the learning phase. So you will need the knowledge there to be able to settle well into the beginner course. But even if you've not gone through the beginner course, say for example, you missed it, it's fine because you will still get to learn those things. But having the prior knowledge will be very helpful. So look forward to our live sessions in the pre-study, in the pre-learning week, that's during the pre-course week, and also the orientation session. Again, we can't wait to see you or meet you as the case may be. Ciao, bye everybody.
Thank you very much, Doing. Thank you for briefing us on the home study pack. For